Kodak Black's longtime homie Wiz, also known as the Wizard, was brutally killed a few years ago. And now there's some wild new evidence shaking everything up. Today, we're breaking down the paper trail that could seriously put Kodak in a position where he's facing life behind bars over claims he put a hit on his own friend. Wiz was found shot to death outside a house in Delray Beach back in 2021, and from day one, rumors were flying everywhere about who was really behind it. Early reports got extra crazy, with people saying Wiz's body had been chopped up and even claiming his head was cut off. That part turned out to be false, but the situation was still beyond strange. Investigators believe Wiz was actually shot somewhere else, then his body was dumped in a yard as a warning. It took years for police to connect the dots, but in 2024, they finally arrested a man named K1lled for Wiz's murder. Trey and Wiz had been beefing for years, along with Wiz's Double M crew, and things had already turned deadly long before that. The violence really exploded when K1lled's mother, Misty, was killed in March 2021, and that shook the whole city. Sadly, she wasn't even the first parent targeted in this ongoing feud. Before that, K1lled and his people allegedly tried to kill Psycho Bob's mother. By 2020, both sides were already losing people, and in September of that year, K1lled's close friend Vis was shot and killed in the middle of the street. Rumors quickly pointed the finger at Psycho Bob being involved in Vis's death, and word on the street was that K1lled retaliated by going after Bob's mom, nearly killing her. That's why investigators believe Double M allegedly struck back by killing Trey's mother, Misty, even though she wasn't directly involved in the beef. Cops also believe HMT Trey's associate, Liberia Sig, played a role not only in that retaliation, but also in the hit on Wiz. Now here's where things get real heavy. Newly surfaced paperwork claims Kodak Black allegedly wanted to pay Sig $20,000 to kill Wiz. Sig was already known on the streets as someone who handled violent work, and police say he had previously been involved in the shooting of Psycho Bob's mother and even Psycho Bob himself. Just weeks after Trey's mom was killed, Sig's name was ringing everywhere, which is exactly why prosecutors believe Kodak allegedly chose him for the job. Sig and several of his associates eventually got swept up in a massive RICO indictment. Prosecutors are trying to tie Sig to 3 murders and 8 attempted murders, and he's still fighting to get out on bond even while facing the death penalty. That legal battle is what opened the door to all this new evidence. On the morning Wiz was found dead, Sig allegedly received a text from his homie James Samuel that included a photo of the crime scene where Wiz's body was discovered. A few hours later, another man, Lil Ray, sent Sig his location, and Sig allegedly linked up with him in Martavia Cross. Police believe Sig helped K1lled move Wiz's body after Trey allegedly shot him. But it doesn't stop there. Cell phone records show Sig had been texting a man named Denzel a month before Wiz died, straight up telling him that Kodak Black wanted to pay $20,000 to have Wiz taken out. That message is one of the biggest pieces of evidence raising eyebrows right now. What makes all this even crazier is that Kodak and Wiz used to be real close. Kodak even signed Wiz to his label in 2021, but things reportedly went left over money issues, and that friendship fell apart fast. After Wiz's death, fans started connecting dots when Kodak dropped songs that sounded a little too specific. On one track, he rapped, "I took that cement from Wiz, rest in peace, but it's his fault the way he let them kill you," and people couldn't believe what they were hearing. On another song with Kendrick Lamar, Kodak rapped lines like, "I'm the type to get my shooter whacked," which had fans wondering if he was low-key telling on himself. Then in later tracks like Keys to the City in 2025, listeners felt like he was still throwing slick references at Wiz, talking about shooters and loyalty like it was nothing. Kodak also allegedly trolled Wiz on social media after his death, which only added fuel to the rumors.
Y'all talking about long live that nigga. Yeah, long live.
At the same time, he was tweeting emotional stuff like, "Sitting in my room crying," making fans confused about what was real and what was fake. That's when Kodak's own cousin, K1lled, stepped in and accused him of snaking his own friends and then pretending to be heartbroken afterward. And according to street rumors, Wiz might not be the only homie linked to all this.
You cannot go around advising your whole team. The next thing you know, when you lonely, you go around and Twitter about like you going through postpartum depression. Shut the fuck up.
Another man named 26CJ was allegedly involved in the setup. CJ was cool with Wiz, Kodak, and even people on the opposite side like K1lled. Word is CJ switched up after getting paid to line Wiz up, and after the murder, CJ posted stacks of cash spelling out King CJ, proudly calling himself a snake. Things between CJ and Kodak later got tense. with CJ hinting that he knew secrets about Yak that could end everything. But before CJ could expose anything, he was brutally killed, and his body was set on fire, taking whatever truth he knew straight to the grave. A lot of people believe CJ's murder was straight up retaliation for Wiz. Wiz's cousin, Wam Spin Da Band, jumped on social media after CJ died and said, "Played with Wiz and got set on fire." And that line had everyone connecting dots fast. If CJ really helped set Wiz up, then it wouldn't be surprising if Wiz's people came back for revenge. But others think there's another angle, that Kodak might have wanted CJ silenced because CJ was allegedly about to expose what really happened with Wiz. And that theory hits harder when you look at the bigger picture. Kodak has fallen out with almost all of his old homies in the industry. There have even been rumors that he tried to get Jack Boy taken out too. Jack Boy and Kodak were tight for years, and Jack Boy has said himself that when he was locked up as a teen, Kodak was the only one checking on him and sending money for his books. That loyalty ran deep until it didn't. Things started going left after Jack Boy signed to Sniper Gang. The tension really kicked off when Kodak started taking shots at NBA YoungBoy. Jack Boy stood 10 toes down for Kodak and got involved in that beef, but later on, Kodak tried to flip the script and act like Jack Boy started everything. From there, it turned into non-stop sneak disses and tension on both sides.
Let's just rap.
I had your password, yes or no? I had your password, yes or no? I had your password. I had your password.
Then things turned deadly. After one of Jack Boy's shows, he and his crew were leaving in a Sprinter van at the same time as another van filled with innocent women. A car full of shooters pulled up and opened fire, but they hit the wrong vehicle. An innocent woman was killed and Jack Boy wasn't even touched. That situation shook the city. Police arrested 13 men connected to a Crip set called OTF, saying they were trying to score points with Kodak by targeting Jack Boy. There's no proof Kodak paid for the hit, but people believe Jack Boy knows way more than he's saying, especially about what really went down between Wiz and Kodak. After Wiz died, Jack Boy posted a photo with him and wrote, "Long live WizDaWizard," and fans peeped the message immediately.
Bruh, it puts out just shot me, bruh.
Jack Boy kept throwing subtle shots too. When two men were killed in Kodak's hood in October 2025, Jack Boy mocked the situation online, saying they should have gotten CDL licenses. Kodak stayed quiet publicly, but a lot of people think the tension never went away and that another attempt may have been made behind the scenes. In 2025, Jack Boy owned a restaurant in Oakland called Pierre, and in May, shooters pulled up and started firing into the building. 2 people were hit, but survived, and rumors instantly spread that Kodak sent the shooters. Jack Boy wasn't even there at the time, and there's no proof tying Kodak to the attack. But the streets started talking heavy. Then in August 2025, Wiz's cousin Wam Spin Da Band was shot and killed, and once again, Kodak's name started floating around. Wam had been spiraling since Wiz's death, and had already survived being shot the year before. On the night he died, witnesses say an argument broke out. Shots rang out, and Wam was dead before police arrived. Wam and Kodak had fallen out after Wiz's murder, and Wam had even hinted on tracks that certain rappers were paying for hits, rapping lines like, "They be paying for killings, put it on Wiz," words that people didn't forget. When the news broke, some thought Wam got caught slipping by enemies, especially since he'd been active after his younger cousin Jib was killed. Jib, Wiz's brother, was allegedly not even involved in the streets, but his death is what reportedly ignited the entire feud. After Jib was killed, both Wiz and Wam allegedly turned up, and that led to even more bloodshed. On music, Wam rapped aggressively about revenge, making it clear a lot of people wanted him gone. Police believe Wam was likely betrayed by someone close to him, not by and no arrests have been made yet. But the fact that investigators don't think HMT was involved has people once again pointing fingers at Kodak. Now the rumors are getting even darker. Word is the feds are quietly building a major case around Kodak, possibly tied to the Liberia SIG investigation. People say informants are already talking. And if prosecutors can prove Kodak put money on Wiz's head, it could be curtains. At the same time, Kodak's career has been slipping. He used to dominate the charts, but in 2025, his album only sold around 12,000 first week.
Black people, bro, we pussy as fuck, man. I know y'all from Africa too. I just hate the Africans who act like y'all better than motherfuckers and like we y'all Africans should have never sold niggas, bro. Bro, people, bro, why you think slavery go good, bro? I'm not mad at slavery, bro, because white people are enslaving people too.
Lately, he's been making headlines for controversy instead of music. And people say he's been moving reckless because he knows the pressure is coming. And if those federal rumors are true, then everything we just talked about might only be the beginning. If you made it this far, make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe because this story is far from over. Let me know what you think is really going on down below, and I'll see you on the next one.